Medicaid pays dental providers 45% less than private insurance for both children and adult patients. That's according to the American Dental Association. Chris Platson, Minot Dental Program Director with Dakota College at Bottineau, says it's difficult for providers to take on more patients with Medicaid because of the decrease in compensation. The average dental school student graduates with student loans of $294,000. That's according to Education Data Initiative.
I think in years past, there used to be more dentists that would accept patients that had the Medicaid type reimbursement. And now that, there isn't enough dental practitioners to serve all the people.
She says if more dental professionals were in the field, they might be able to serve more patients on Medicaid.